Hey guys, Ninja Max here, and I'm going to teach you how to put your VRMs into VRChat. It's quite simple. All you need is pretty much 3 programs. You need Blender, you need 2 plugins, and it's just that simple. You may need to do a little bit of work on your VRMs, but you should be able to put your VRM into VRChat. This one was made by my VR sister, Sweet Passion. She's very talented at what she does, but I will show you how you can convert your VRM so you can use it into VRChat. And this is how it goes. Right, to start off with, what you will need to do is you will need to go to the Blender's page, and you will need to go to the archive to download any version of Blender. You need a specific version of Blender for this to work, and it is in all of this, and you want to look for Blender 3.0. And whilst you're in 3.0, you want to go for the Blender 3.0.1 Windows x64 MSI, which is the installer. You want to install Blender. Once you have this, you also want to go to the VRM add-on for Blender, and you want to download the latest version, and you want to put this to one side. You also want to go to GitHub and get the Cats Tool plugin for Blender. These will be all in the description below to be able to get all of these tools. Once you have all of these tools, you will have to open up Blender, hold left click and drag from the corner and select all of these and delete these. Next, you want to go to Edit, Preferences, and in your preferences you will want to go to your add-ons, click on Install, and then navigate to your Blender stuff. So I have all of my Blender stuff in one folder, and you want to go into Blender Tools, and you want to put in the Cats plugin and the VRM add-on for Blender. Once these are in here, they will either pop up like here, and you just want to turn them on so that you have them ready, and they will pop up onto the side. Cats tool will be here, as well as the VRM here, but we will not be needing the tab for the VRM. What you want to do is you want to go to File, Import, and then at the bottom it says VRM. I'm going to select VRM, then go to your folder where your VRMs are. My current VRM is in a folder for my models. This is my newest one that I have not converted yet, as this is part of the tutorial. Now we just have to wait for a little while for it to import it. It'll pop up at the top that Blender is not responding. Do not worry, give it some time. It does take a while for it to actually import it. And there we go. The model is now in, as you can see. This is another model that Sweet Passion has made for me. Like I said before, she is very talented at what she does. What you want to do is you want to select all of these and just delete them, because you don't need those. You can also delete these as well. You can do it either select and press the delete on your keyboard, or you can just right click and then click delete. The other thing that you will want to do in here as well is select these. So the hair and the secondary, and you want to delete those. You'll also notice that there are some hairs that do not have a weight paint or a spanner icon. The spanner icon is basically the armature modifier. You will need the armature modifier on these. So you just go to the modify properties, add armature, and then you go to object, and then you add the armature. If you want to apply it to all of these, you just click this little arrow and then copy to selected, and it will do it all on there. Now, because these aren't actually weight painted, you will have to weight paint them. So to do this, we will select the bones. But before we do any of that, we'll go into the cats tool, and we will only have connect bones, remove zero weight bones, remove rigid bones and joints, and then fix. What this basically does is it removes some of the bones that are no longer that don't have any bones attached to them. Sometimes it doesn't get rid of the bones. So for example, these bones here, these bones, we don't need them. So we select these bones by pressing C on the keyboard. So we get this circle thing, which you can make it bigger or smaller with your mouse wheel. Right click will get rid of it. Left click will select. You can hold the left button to select them. But yeah, we don't need these bones. Those bones are non-existent. Now, we need to fix these bones slightly. So, go up to the top corner here, where the little butterfly looking icon is, and it says X for the X-axis. This basically applies the mirroring. And what we will do is we will select this orb here, and we're just going to move it on the X-axis by pressing G and then X to move it. And then we're going to move it up so that it's nice and neat. Sometimes as well, bones will not be actually attached properly. So you will need to select the so you would select this bone to attach it to the foot to the ankle bone, and then you would select the ankle bone to attach it to the leg bone, well, to the knee bone. Then you would select the knee bone to the leg bone, parent, make, connect. So that just fixes those bones. These here are the claw bones, which I'm gathering are for the back. So we're just going to move that one there. We're also going to move that. Just to be exactly correct. What we will do is we will change this to claw 1, but we were going to call it right. And this one, claw L. Like I said before, you will have to do slight editing just to get it correct. Sometimes it won't match up, so you will have to do a little bit of visualizing. As you can see, it's not matching up. If this is too much trouble, what you can actually do is you can delete this this bone. Select this bone, and then symmetry. Usually it works, but at this point it's not. So this bone is actually connected to the right foot. So this should actually be right claw 1. So we will do that, and we will literally move this over on this side. And then symmetry. There we go. If the bone does not do the symmetry, just type in it like this, so left underscore claw, and then you can do the symmetry. So what we do now is we just move it into place. We also grab this orb, and we will move this just down. We'll move this down, and we'll move this just out. Perfect. Next is the tail. As you can see, the tail bones aren't really matching with it. So we'll select all of the bones. We're just going to move the bones. This may mess up slightly at times, but do not worry, you can fix these. I believe in you. And as you saw, I tried moving one of the bones and it wasn't parented properly. It wasn't connected. Now, if I move it, it will be. And if you do need to make more bones, you can also select the orb and just press E to extrude, which I'm going to add an extra 2 bones to this. I'll go to this bone and I'll change this to 4 and this one to 5. You can go through all of these bones and basically change them to like tail 1, tail 2, and so on and so forth. And there we go. So that fixes those. The wing bones themselves just need to be parented. Make sure that they are parented. What we're going to do is we're just going to make them smaller. And there we go. What we will need to do as well is move the chest bone slightly. Because it's not connected to the upper chest bone. So we select it, parent, constraint, connect. Right, it moved it slightly because it's not correctly there. There we go. And then all we do is just move this slightly a bit more up. Select this, select that, parent, connect, select, parent, make, connect. That's the wrong one we connected it to. This here is just a random bone. This is basically the tail root. So we're just going to parent the leg bones to that. Move that there, and we're just going to change this to tail root. Also just going to configure my wings a little bit more. See, they're rather out as well. They need to be moved in a little bit more. And there we go. I'm not too worried about my wings. My wings will be separate anyway. I'm just going to join my wings together. And I'll call those wings. Now something has happened to my feet. I have no idea what is happening now. Maybe because I moved them or something. But we can fix this. For the most part, I will come back to fixing these. What I will do is I will save this as another project. I'll just be making this as like that. So I can come back to this at a later time. So for now, I'm just going to delete the claws on my feet. I will fix those a bit later on. Those are like just weight painting them properly to the feet, moving them and positioning them properly to the feet. But for the most part, what we need to do now is we need to select all of this. Make sure that we hold control and select the body. So to do all of this, you select the first one, hold shift, select body, then hold control to just select the main body, right click, join. And now, so the next part of this is you want to obviously go to your VRChat, create a companion, make a 2022 version for avatars. You'll want to add in like whatever you want basically. I've added in the VRC quest tools, Polyomi tune shaders, and the Avatar 3.0 manager. You can add in like the gesture manager and stuff like that. I mainly do all of my stuff manually. Once it's doing that, you'll see that it'll be opening, and you just have to wait for it to do this. Next part is going to be a very long and tedious part, but stick with me and we will get through this. Alright, so as the project is now open, you will have some boxes that you will need to deal with. For me, it is the VRC quest tool. So I untick the show startup and set textures to ASTC. Once that is done, I will go and make a folder in here. I will name it model, if I can spell it correctly. I will also create another folder in here and name it FBX. Another folder which is textures. And another folder for materials. So now I will go into the model and I will grab the FBX and I will put it into the FBX folder, and in the textures I will basically grab everything that I will need of the textures. You do not need any of these tune stuff, you just need the main textures that you use. Which is usually the first one on everything. I don't think I need that one. I need that, I need that. There's that one, and that one. I don't need any of these eye things. And I don't need any of the hair. I also will take the thumbnail. And I will put them all into here. I will go in, I will select all of them. Make sure that the MIP streaming is on. I will turn up the anisole level, and I'll also add the crush compression. Then click apply, and then let all of that do that. Once this is done, I will select the normal maps. So this normal map doesn't have anything on it, so we will get rid of that one. But this one we do need. We will set this to normal map texture. And there we go. Next up, the model. So in the model section of the model, whilst you have it selected, click on read write and legacy blend shapes. Then go to rig, change the rig from generic to humanoid. It will come up with an error, that's fine. What we will do is we will make sure that all of these bones at the very beginning are perfect. We'll go in here, and where it says the jaw, we will remove the jaw. So always have the jawbone empty. Make sure that the finger's okay. Click apply. Done. Next, materials. Then you click on extract, and then you extract the materials into the materials folder. Now this is where it gets tedious, because you will need to have your model out in the scene so you can see what you're about to do. As you can see, some parts of it is invisible, some parts aren't. Which you can rectify this. Like, so this part of my face, I can rectify that by making sure that it's only showing on the outside instead of one side being shown inside and not out. Because if I go inwards, as you can see, it is flipped the wrong way around. So to fix, so for me to fix that, I would need to go back into Blender and just select this side of the face to flip it. But at the moment, as I'm only making this into PC for the time being, I will sort that out in a bit. So now it is select all of the materials and then set it to whichever shader you want it to be. I want it to be Poyomi Tunes, because Poyomi Tunes does have a render, well, culling, so I'm going to put it on off, because it's always going to be on back. So you want to change it to off, so it does it for both sides. I'm going to go into shading. I'm going to change it from flat to multi-layer math. This way I will be able to see most of it. You can't see all of it, but I can see most of it. Usually with different types of models you can see it. I think if I toggle the light in the scene, there's a slight difference. But we don't need the shading now, we just need to open up the textures side, and this is where it gets obviously interesting on where things go. So with this, it's figuring out where does what go. So irises, there's obviously the eyes, gotta be the eyes, which looks weird. I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens when I keep putting things in. It might just be my yeah, I know what I need to do. I also need to set them to cut out. There. As you can see, my face is not there. So I'm trying to figure out which one was my face. I believe that's actually my face. Body is that one. If you're not too sure what's what, you can always do this to figure out which is which. So this should be that. This one should be that. This should be that. This should be that. This one should be this one. Oh, it didn't go in. This should be the next one. And this one should be this one. That should be there. And that one should be there. That one should be there. Right, for the clothing, it's figuring out which one's which as well. So that's not quite right. That looks right. That should be that one then. That one should be there. That should be that, I think. If you're not too sure of where things go, you can always refer to your images. this is how my model looks, and this is how I need to get my model to look. These are my shoes, which are usually this one. Yep. So, like I said, this is the most tedious part. It is dragging and dropping all of the individual pieces onto the model. So this is my main body, which should be this one here. Fingers. This one? Nope. 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 There they are. It's just configuring which one is which. These are my gloves, so they should be that one. Next should be this one. Nope. Is number 21. There we go. And then the last one, which is my belt. Nope. There we go. And there we go. My model and the model in here. Obviously without the claws on my feet. I will come back to fixing that eventually. Yeah, that's how you put your model into your VRM model into VRChat. All it is now is adding in all of the necessary things. I do not need a lip sync. I will put in my eyes, so my left eye, right eye, so that I can move my eyes to talk. I may add like something so that it shows that I can that I'm actually talking. Yeah, this is literally all you will need to do for the next part, is making sure that you have the blinking, make sure that you have the VRM, sorry, make sure that you have your lip sync, as well as you need to make sure that your viewpoint is where you want it to be, which usually the viewpoint is in between the eyes and just above the nose. And that should be more explanatory. So with the model how it is, I could upload this to VRChat right now. I could add in bones to my tail. I will have to go back into Blender and weight paint my tail. But yeah, this is how you can upload your model into VRChat. And here you go. The model is now in VRChat. I added some bones to my tail. I'll be fixing up a few of the other things on here. I'll be doing a little bit of facial gestures as well, but it's in VRChat, working normally. Legs are fine. Like I said, I do need to fix a few things, but that's the progress of these types of things. So hopefully this tutorial has been informative. I do apologize if I have missed anything out. You can always put a comment down below. I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a pleasant day.